I realize I haven't posted in 4 or maybe 5 years, and I thought I would give an update and tell a story just to put some more stuff on this channel. I recently read a comment under one of my videos and it said, "Where are you? Why don't you make more videos?" And so that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, it's not a chemistry video, and I'm probably not going to be making any more chemistry videos in the future. But, yeah, but why haven't I posted any videos on this channel for the last 5 years? Well, I went to university, and so I moved out of home. I no longer had my backyard lab. I no longer had really the time to work on the videos either, and so unfortunately I stopped, and it would have been great if I'd have kept going. I would have loved that, but you know, life got in the way. Never fear. This channel will have an increasing number of videos, hopefully. I'm going to be uploading things like this, maybe some stories and vlogs, and hopefully a lot more stuff in the future as well, a lot more higher quality content. Unfortunately, here at the moment I have very limited editing abilities, so it's not going to be the best quality right now, as you can see from the current light situation, but I'll try my best at the moment, and then in maybe 8 or 10 months, I have a lot of ideas for some really interesting and thought-provoking videos that I really hope you watch and enjoy, and that educate you as well. I guess it's not chemistry, but it is science, and it's a kind of science that I think there's an opening for in YouTube. There's no niche as of yet filled, and I think I can fill that niche, so I'm hoping to do that in the near future. So right now, I'm in the Amazon in Ecuador. It's month 3 of maybe a 1-year trip that I'm going to take through a bit of South America. And I think I'll do some videos telling you some stories and you know, giving you some information about what I'm doing and what I've learned. And I hope you really enjoy it. Yeah, so that means I'll probably be back in July 2018. By back, I mean Melbourne, Australia, and hopefully that's when I can start really putting a lot of effort, a lot of work into making some more videos for you to enjoy. Yeah. I also have a blog with a friend of mine that you can read if you'd like to. It's at theexpertgeneralists.com, and it's just got some kind of stories about what's happened so far to me and things that I've learned, things that I've been thinking about. Yeah, and so if you can give that a read as well if you have the time, I would appreciate that a lot. Now, onto the story. This is a story from maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and it's related to the chemistry videos. Okay, story mode. So the lab coat that you might have noticed if you've seen any of my earlier chemistry videos, it was old and dingy and covered in stains and kind of gross, and it used to belong to my grandfather. He was a chemical engineer, originally from Hungary, and after he died, I went to his house one day and I found the coat, and I asked if I could have it. And so I took ownership of that. I don't know how long he had it for, or you know what it meant to him, but to me it was my most prized possession. And this story is about how it was lost. My grandfather, I called him Opu, was an absolutely amazing guy. He was one of the most cheerful and kind people that I've ever met, and he really had every excuse to be a bitter, grumpy old man, and he wasn't. He fled Hungary during war from the Soviets, and as a young child experienced a lot of horrors, a lot of pretty, despicable things. And I never saw him upset or yell or, he was just so lovely, so calm. And so I look up to him more than anyone else. He's my number one role model, and I try to model myself on him every day. He, one of the other things about him that I always loved was his curiosity. Even when he was a kid, when he was really young, he would, make bombs and fireworks and things with his chemistry sets, which I guess you could do in those days if you were 10 or 12 years old. He was kind of a little bit of a rebel from what I've read, and yet still always fascinated by learning and pushing himself. And even up to the day he died, the days that he died, he was learning Italian. He was teaching himself Italian, and to me that's like such a huge factor of the way that I try and live my life, like I always want to strive to be better, to keep learning. And I think the biggest lesson is, if you want to learn or change or become something, then it's never too late. You can always learn something new, and you should never stop learning and being curious for its own intrinsic value. Curiosity and striving to be something and to learn things in and of itself is a really beautiful and valuable thing. So the story starts in college. I moved into college, and like everyone, I was pretty naive and wanted to be liked, and I took the lab coat with me because I wanted to use it for my labs, my labs for biology and chemistry and whatnot, because I thought, well, I've got this lab coat, I need a lab coat, and also it's going to honor his memory more if I use it. I wanted to be like him, I want to be like him, and so I wore it to try and be more like him. So, it was a few weeks, maybe a couple months in to university, and I hear this bang, 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 on my door in the morning. I don't know what time it was. I was asleep, so I got up kind of groggy, and this guy that I kind of knew was at my door, and he said, Josh, hey man, I have a prac, I don't have a lab coat, can I borrow yours? And I don't know, I like to think that I am a fairly generous person, and I stalled for a second, and I thought, for a split second, oh man, I care about this coat so much. And after that split second, I thought, no, you know what? what would my grandfather have done? What would Opal do? He would lend it right away. So I lent him the coat, and stupid me, I didn't tell him how much it meant to me. I just said, hey, don't lose it. I don't even know if I said that much, actually. Maybe I said, make sure to bring it back. Anyway, a few hours passed, and I saw him at lunch, and I said to him, hey man, do you have my lab coat? He's like, damn. I think I left it in the lab, man. I'm really sorry. And I was like, dude, hold up one second. And I explained to him what it meant to me. I was like, really, you've got to get this back for me. So I think he went and then came back and he was like, oh, I couldn't find it. And I'm like, oh, you serious, man? And I was like feeling real shitty at the time, kind of dreading not finding it again. So I went to the lab and I talked to all the lab assistants and everyone there, and no one had seen it. I think I went back like 3 or 4 times, went to other places for lost property, etc. And, you know, after 2 weeks maybe of searching, I eventually gave up. And that was it. And I lost it and I felt horrible about it. And I've thought about it, you know, every now and again ever since. But it's a good lesson, you know. If you don't take care of the stuff that you really care about, then you'll probably lose it. If you lend it out to people that you don't really know. Yeah, so that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of a little sad, but there it is. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna start uploading on this channel again, so please, if you enjoyed watching, and if you want to hear some more stories, I have quite a few, then subscribe. Also, if you're interested in hopefully some high quality content, like in a heap of months, but, you know, I really think it's going to be great, and I've even got ideas to start a few channels with this friend of mine. Go over to theexpertgeneralists.com. You can keep up with us there, and stay tuned. See you later.